an amazing 79 Super Rugby matches. Well, this will be his 79th tonight. By far the most experienced player in this Waratahs side. But you've got the likes of Tikiri playing 49 tonight. Turanui, who's had 20 test matches for the Wallabies. Peter Hewitt will be playing in his 28th game. So the whole host of those players, I mean, there's only Ben Hand who's playing his first game. Otherwise, a great deal of experience. Al Baxter will be playing his 60th game. He's in the tight end position. A little bit about Brian Mujati, who's coming in the number 3 prop position. Went to Peterhouse in Zimbabwe, then came down, played in the Craven Week, and then came down to play here in the Lions, has moved up through the junior levels. Phil Waugh, who created the try that Matt Rogers scored in the Tri-Nations in Sydney last year to clinch the test match when South Africa so nearly pulled it off. Ricky January will be vice-captain to Alan Stubert, who's taken over the captaincy. Anton Van Sail, he's the man, he's the motivator. He's the exterminator, hopefully, of somebody on this Waratahs side. But it's a tense team. They say Eugene Yelov is excitedly nervous. He said they've been training very well. Have they the size up front to be able to hold off this very experienced Waratahs side?
Well, that, of course, is the big question. There's no doubt they're lacking a little bit of experience in certain areas of the field of the game. But sometimes inexperience can be a big advantage. The fear of failure hasn't yet snuck into a lot of these players. They won 8 on the trot in the Absa Curry Cup last year, the last 8 it was, and were undoubtedly the form team going into the latter stages. They can deliver that form again. They can be a force here this evening. It will be tough. You mentioned the rain. It is a bit of a leveler, but what it does do is it is an assistant, I suppose, in many ways, to the team that handles the ball up front a lot better, and you would expect that with the experience the Waratahs have, they will do just that.
Yeah. Chris Pollock, the referee, he's been here at Ellis Park before for Super Rugby. Just one test that he's blown. It was a minor test match in the World Cup qualifiers, but an experienced provincial referee. Peter Hewitt, the points machine of New South Wales, will kick off. He plays on the right wing for them, Daniel Holangahu, and they go to the open side. Immediately trying to apply pressure, beautifully taken there by Louis Ludek, who gets a bit of Lotte Tikiri. Got it on the inside to Jacques Fourie. Great to see him back after he broke his hand at the end of last season. Well, it's picked up by Palu. Now it's worked back to Caldwell. Good defense by the Lions. Valentine, Hewitt operates quite often in the fly half position. Ludic again. Plenty of time for the youngster who's also played at full back. Oh, what a start to this match for the debutant Super 14 player. That's Peter Hewitt, but Ludic is the man.
Well, what a start altogether. The Lions with a good collection from the kickoff. Some brilliant handling from the Waratahs forwards and a brilliant tackle from Kuba Strobler. Stopped it at the source. And the great kick at wet conditions. There's a little bit of a pattern developing already. The kick over the top from the Waratahs. Will they play a territorial game? It looked like it.
Well, up high goes Palu in the line out. He weighs 120 kgs. For you older folk, it's 264 pounds. Another great take by Ludic. He really has started this game beautifully.
Back here, please.
Stradum.
Hold, Reed, hold.
Well, it's a good take there by Sam Norton-Knight, a very talented ball player. Back is January, has to concentrate, takes the mark. Quick tap and go. Leave him, says Chris Pollock. And Norton-Knight reacted immediately. Good little play by January. It was Ludic who got it out to Stradum. Now wide for Jacques Fourie. He could provide a few problems. Earl Rose also very elusive. Bit of space down the middle of the field. He finds his captain. Good run there, in fact, by Willem Alberts, the new number 8 forward. And the Lions have started the game well.
They have started well. Good little change of direction from Earl Rose. Timed his pass to perfection too.
Ben Robinson, the guilty party there. He will be familiar with Hanka Fanamarava in the front row, although Hanka Fanamarava will be familiar with Robinson and Pilota now.
Good carry up, Willem Albert, some good strength. Kuba Skrobla, the ever-present, rucking over and well tidied up eventually. The penalty came. First opportunity for points. Goes to the Lions. Longish kick. There's one man in this country who is an accomplished goal kicker. It is this man, Louis Strydom. Super 14 debut today.
Signed up by the Lions from the Falca. Well, I think he's got the distance, not the direction. Would have just crept over the crossbar, that.
22.
Well, Willem Alberts, who's a big guy. You saw there the number 8. There's Lawrence Sapaka, who's come onto the bench. And with Majati moving up. Bad luck for Kenny McKenzie, who had a really serious neck injury that put him out of rugby for quite a while. Bill Waugh calling the odds. Hewitt. Rose. Well, with his frame, he doesn't want to run into the tackles. It's a well-placed up and under. As Holingar, who missed it, Ward tidied up Hewitt. Takiri, here's danger for the Lions as they get it away to Turanui. He was such an unlikely-looking rugby player, Morgan Turanui, but he can motor and he's so creative.
Didn't look like he was going all that quick tearing down the wing there, but covered a lot of ground. Little swing of the hips and the attempted grabber forward. Almost blocked by Louis Lurik. And well, the move was so quick from the Waratahs, the support just couldn't get there in time. Turanui got away.
The Waratahs are showed there that they're past masters at counter-attack. Throw in there by Pilota now. That young man was the international under-21 rugby player of the year 2 years ago, number 2 for the Waratahs. And he and Ben Robinson packed against Hanka Fanamarava in the World Under-21 Championships when South Africa won against Australia in Mendoza. That was 2 years ago. Kuba Skrobla on this side of the scrum. We used to see him quite often at number 8 along with Aaron Stupert, both playing in, well, I wouldn't say Kuba Skrobla is in unfamiliar position, but Aaron Stupert we're more used to seeing at number 8. Willem Alberts, a local boy from Monas, born on the 5th of November, so maybe we'll see some fireworks from him.
You need to come up. Crouch.
Ben Robinson.
Pause. Engage. Steady, hold.
That's the touch and then withdraw, pause, engage. I think it's just overcomplicating matters, and the Lions overcomplicating as Valentine was onto it very quickly. Palu is at scrum half. Now a chance here for Robinson. He's a big man at 95 k's. Ben Robinson, the inside centre.
Back here.
Valentine, Tukiri, Turanui. Well, good tackle by Farid. Great tackle, Jacques Farid, and it was just in time. So it should be a battle, a great battle between him and Turanui.
Well, the scrum wheeling to the left, which meant Josh Valentine was right on the ball carrier, which is why Alberts tried to pop it to Gibert. Just didn't come off particularly well. Under pressure with the Lions. Jacques Farid, the great thing about Jacques Farid, he's got so much pace. He runs that outside arc in defence, gets across so quickly. There's not many players in the world who get on the outside of him.
Good take by Anton van Zyl. He's the man in the scrum cap with his head out of the maul. As the Lions just try to move it up a little bit. January, Rose. Well, good efficient work there by the Lions. Line out more. Good clearance.
Peter here thought about a quick one. Sam Norton-Knight gave him the signal no. And Totafu will have to throw this one in straight. The first one was horribly skewed.
Various websites have said the Waratahs battling with injuries, and inexperience. I tell you, it's I don't know whether it's a contract, but 9 of these players played against the Bulls, a game we did last year, Joel. Looking in my records, 9 of them just lost to the Bulls at Loftus last year. So, you know, it's in terms of experience, the Lions really on the lower end, should we say.
Ernest Javert with a little charge down there, almost went backwards.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Josh
Steady.
Valentine, who played against the Cats here for the Reds last year. He goes short side. Hewitt on a bad little dab on the inside. January covering, leaves it for Rose. Now Holangahu. Norton Knight. Chikiri on the outside with plenty of pace. Good defense again. Dorpes Lafranci that time. Chikiri. He's a man they've got to flatten quickly, and Palazzo now left it behind. As again try and work it on the out. Well, they just kept it tight. In fact, they might have worked it out. January straight on. Chikiri covering. And that's not a bad kick by Louis Stradom under the circumstances. There was nothing on, and again, good ground for the Lions.
Well, it's a great kick, I have to say. It's drizzling out there. It's a little wet and slippery. It's inside his, or just outside his 22-metre line. Taking play all the way deep into the 22 of the Waratahs.
Get out if you're out.
The big turnover came though from Heinke van der Merwe. Have a smashing tackle.
Well, he's one of the really promising players in South African rugby in the tight 5.
Keep walking.
Well, now Palu comes slowly to that maul. Altitude could be a factor for the Waratahs, who only arrived here on Thursday. Valentine. Yanni Boshoff, who was under it. Now Yanni Boshoff, another young fellow who has been with the Lions under 19, under 21s, and my records show he played Craven Week back in 2004 out of Maritzburg College.
Good young lad. And it is Scong Nicholson's 90th birthday this weekend.
Leave it, you two, leave it.
That was well picked up, beautifully picked up by Stradom. Here goes Fareed. Lovely pop-up for Lafranci. Ludic is there too quickly to secure the ball. January, Krobler, they need to pound at that 22-metre line of the Waratahs. It's a great defence there by the Waratahs. They could score now. Rose holds up Pelota now. Rose again in the action. He may not be very heavy, but he's tough, Earl Rose. Hewitt.
Almost charged down. Good pressure from the Lions. Well worked backline move from the Lions too. Jacques Fareed around the outside, looking for a bit of space. Found the space, didn't find his outside man. Louis Ludic was just left a little bit. You can see him trailing. The pass needed to go. Well kept alive though, and the Lions progressed forward. Just the turnover in the tackle. Some of the tackling already has been ferocious.
Up goes Fonsale again. Good work there by Majati. Now, whoa, a thumping tackle there on Krobler. Now Stradom. Norton Knight is there. Fareed comes fast. Well, he just let Norton Knight know that he was around. Now Hewitt, the wings get around the park very well for the Waratahs. Ludic, Rose. Back is Strader, but Rose now decides that route. Easy ball for Chikiri. And it's a good clearance by the big international left wing up.
By everyone's reaction, he thought he may have marked it. Here's another thumping tackle.
Number 8 on number 8.
Oh, carried up by Alberts. He's welcome to Super 14, says Wycliffe Palu. Possession stats favouring the Waratahs at this point in time. Marginally.
Vili Viapana.
One out, please. Half go.
His third game
Step out,
in Super 14 rugby. Strobler. I must say the two locks of the Lions are very competitive players. They may not be massive,
It's okay.
but certainly play
Watch
their
your feet.
weight.
Watch. No problem. Last feet, please. Stay here.
Well, January, you've got to concentrate like mad with this wet ball. And again, Stratham keeps the Waratahs pinned back.
What he's worked out already is the surface is a little damp and slippery. The ball is skidding. Mind you, the Lions driving maul came to a skidding halt as well. Well defended by the Waratahs. Ball popped out and Louis Stratham had no option other than to kick it away. All his forwards were on the floor in front of him. Backs wouldn't have wanted that ball.
In the line-up, the tallest man, Will Caldwell, the number 5 of the Waratahs at 1.96 meters. It's a mess up, and the referee's whistle's gone. You see how committed Anton van Zyl is.
Thanks, mate.
Must have just been a Lions. Yeah, there's the little touch there. Fingertips to it from Ernst Jabeur. Anton van Zyl, former Rondebosch boys high school boy.
Number
Drum off. Just on your feet, solid as a rock. Just be feet and keep you not down this way. Okay, I'll sign on to you.
Well, plenty of chatting there amongst those Lions forwards. Big ask of Brian Majati to come into this level where he hasn't had an awful lot of experience, even at ABSA Currie Cup level. He's the man readjusting his boots. I went to Peterhouse in Zimbabwe when I was a kid, watching Michael House play.
I'm too scared to ask how long ago that was. A relatively small crowd, not surprising with a bit of the rain falling. Ticket sales were good. Season ticket excitement has been fever pitch. On a Friday evening with the rain falling and a Pro 20 cricket match between the Proteas and Pakistan just up the road. Not a bad turnout.
It's not bad. They've all sought the shelter from the rain. It's still drizzling very lightly. Anke van der Merwe, will he make it up to international level? Just out of the under-21 ranks. Now you see, they have to touch, then back off again. Pause, engage. Oh, is that not complicated? Palu. Grobler was on team, Grobler on team in a flash. Valentine, Halangahu. And it's a good clearance by the young Waratahs fly half. Also played in that final against South Africa for Australia under-21s back in 2005 in Mendoza in Argentina.
And every kick is only as good as its chase. Peter Hewitt once again following up and ensuring Ulrose did not take the quick one.
Good work, well, Van der Merwe just couldn't quite control it, but still kept the ball moving away from where the traffic was. January, straight on. Oof, he then ran into the formidable form of Will Caldwell.
Release Blue! Let it come, Blue!
January. Now, can they get it away here? Grobler, Rose. Norton Knight. A little bit indecisive, and if he's kicked that long enough now, chance here for Yanni Borsov to make a lot of ground down this left touchline. Oh, it's a great tackle there by the hooker. Pelota now, counter by the Waratahs, where they're so dangerous, and Peter Hewitt would have wanted that to stay in field.
Time is off. Time off. Just go that way, please. Just go take it.
I think there's a flag up. I don't know what the stoppage is. It may have been a slightly late tackle.
So it's Johan Mjøversen who will have a chat to Chris Pollock.
Yeah, okay, so what number read are we talking about?
So I didn't follow up on that one.
Yeah, that's fine. So, cool, okay. Can you go and grab the mark for us?
Yeah, because you grab a kick so you can see inside.
Yeah.
Wait, land it first. So I'll take the mark.
Take marks in 15, yeah.
Well, it's a late tackle by one of the Lions on Peter Hewitt.
Want to get the number.
I don't think it was so late as it was more obstructing him from chasing.
Guy's taken the ball carrier after he's kicked it late, so penalty is where the ball's landed in 15, okay? So you need to have a word with whoever it was, make sure he leaves him after the kick.
Well, they didn't get a number, so Aaron Stubert must know who it was.
Well, the kick goes away. The ball was gone.
Oh, it's hardly.
Yeah, it's hardly.
It's Louis Stadium.
If it were football, it would have been a dive.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's harsh. Anyway, Peter Hewitt will have this kick at goal in a very kickable position. And those who don't know, he's scored 364 points in just 27 Super Rugby matches. Well, it is common around the world, unfortunately, that the home crowd boo the visitors when they kick. It happens, unfortunately, everywhere now, and it didn't worry Peter Hewitt. The Warratahs are in the lead. That's a great take there. As Anton van Zyl leads the charge into the maul. It was Willem Alberts who collected. January, Stadium, Dupere, Grobler. Beautiful touch by Grobler. It went for. Oh no, the referee said it was interference, obstruction. Well, I thought it was a magnificent touch by Kobus Grobler.
I suppose the question is, did he run in behind Kobus Grobler, or was it a little swivel? It's a swivel. It's a terrible call.
That is a shocker.
The sleight of hand must have caught him. He didn't even realise it had been passed. It's a poor call.
Well, a brilliant bit of work there by Kobus Grobler, and I'm afraid the referee got it wrong.
Well, we've got to say, Kobus Grobler take about, great sleight of hand, great ball. Ernst de Beer ran round, supported well, allowed the pass to come to him, and for all that good work, the Lions have been punished.
Well, it's more poor line-out work. January scragged by War. Great running by Kobus Grobler. And now, can he... Well, he's found Louis Ludik. Can they keep them? Oh, he held on too long. Jacques Ferry was free on the outside, but they keep going. Stadium. Grobler! Great defence, ultimately, by the Warratahs. But it was big Kobus Grobler who so nearly got over.
Well, he was the man who made the pass just now. Is it he who is now inspired to almost get over? Brilliant move from the Lions. So close.
Jaco van Schalkwyk, Jano van Mark. Up off the bench.
I think what is worth mentioning is the quality of the move. Great skill from the Lions. Great play.
Up high goes Rocky Elsom. Haven't mentioned him tonight. Also played in Tri-Nations here for the Wallabies back in August, was it, Joel? August, September.
Yeah.
Valentine. And that is, well, the bounce is good for him. Well fielded by Rose. Has Ludik with him. And need to possibly move the ball just a pace earlier. Do the Lions keep the momentum going?
Well, Rose has kicked most of the balls that he's fielded at the back there. The chase from the Warratahs has been good. On this occasion, he attempted to run it, took on the wrong man, though. Lottie Takuri is not going to be beaten particularly easily, especially when he's close to the touchline like that.
Pelota now, well, this young man played for the Wallabies before he played Super Rugby. And he's keeping Adam Fryer out of the team. And Adam Fryer, those of you who know your rugby will know he's a very, very useful hooker. Valentine, good defence, but it was knocked down by one of the Lions, so will be Warratahs' ball. There's Kobus Grobbelaar. You can bet your life will always give 100%, 110%.
There has to be a question whether this is an intentional knockdown. And I'll bet there's one or two refs around the world who will be sitting thinking that it is, and they would have given a penalty for that. I'm not sure how long Chris Pollock will allow the Lions to do that.
Stand up. The touch is on the shoulder, not the elbow.
I can see this touch engage. Story is going to slow down the game a little bit through the season, particularly early stages as the scrums attempt to become accustomed to it.
Valentine, Takiri, courageous tackle there by Stradum. Holding on by Lottie Takiri, so an opportunity now for Louis Stradum to kick the Lions into a level position. Gets through a lot of work, does Takiri. The crowd, as you see on that far eastern side, have now emerged from the cover as the rain has subsided.
Good tackle from Stradum. Dopis Abranzi, Kobus Grobbelaar, who were very quick to compete. Kobus Grobbelaar it was, I think, would have made it the steal had Lottie Takiri not held on. Louis Stradum had one shot at goal a little bit earlier. Just pushed it a fraction to the left. And this one about 15 metres or so closer. No problem with the distance.
Plenty of experience. Also with the Bulls for some period. Curl in, scores a level.
Well, you were calling for it to curl in. It did look like it was starting straight down the line of the uprights. Curled in, good kick, all square. Probably a fair reflection of the game so far.
I was about to say that, Joel, and but it's sort of seesawed quite a bit. And yeah, I would say pretty 50-50 at the moment. Ferry is under it, up went Chiranui. In fact, it was Ben Jacobs who went up for it, but the Warratahs have stolen it away. Good maul by the men led by hooker Pelota now. Valentine, Halangahu. That was Robinson, and then to Caldwell. Now picked up by hand. Still with the Warratahs in the Lions 22-metre area. Valentine, Palu. He's a big man. Good low tackle there by Van Sale. Now it's Hewitt. See how the wings work for the Warratahs. Valentine waits for delivery. Halangahu. Oh, another thumping tackle on Turanui, but Takiri keeps the movement going, makes the ball available for Valentine, the Wallaby scrum half. Halangahu.
Release!
Yeah, Valentine shouting at his forwards. Get in here. Picked up by Pelota now.
Roll 12! No. Roll 3.
Wall goes in to protect the ball. Ben Robinson also there. Haven't seen much of Al Baxter. Hewitt. See how often the wings operate in the fly half position as well. It's good ball. Valentine should have cleared that quicker, surely, as the locks get involved.
Get out, Reed.
Valentine, Halangahu, the dummy, the go, and the try. Daniel Halangahu. Will the referee go to the TMO? No, is he going to go to the TMO?
You weren't the tackler and you ended up on the wrong side. That's why you had to let go.
Well, I think he's awarded the try. Numbers here for the Warratahs. The Lions defence finally caught a bit short. Halangahu stretched well.
Yeah.
No doubt it's a try. Pollock was in the right position to make the right decision this time. And the Waratahs thoroughly deserve this. The build-up was superb. The ball retention was great. And the finish good too.
Yeah, as Joel said, the build-up was good. One might say there was poor defence along the way, but the defences have been stretched to such an extent that, you know, you're getting desperate tackles on players, and that's when tries occur.
I think one of the key moments there, you said Valentine could have cleared it quickly. He was looking right. Turanui realised he was isolated, came from right to left, called the ball left, and the Waratahs attacked down the left-hand side, and all of a sudden they found a bit of space at the numbers. And, well, they were a classy outfit. They got the opportunity and they took it well.
Well, they didn't make the finals 2 years ago and the semi-finals last year for nothing. And Hewitt, for a change, is wide. He's such a consistent place kicker. Surprised that he missed that.
Well, only three. Now the Lions defence come across, loads of Waratahs in behind. And Holland didn't even need them. Very highly rated in Australia is this young man.
Yeah, I must say, I saw him against the Bulls last year, and to be absolutely honest, wasn't that impressed. But as the Super 14 went on, and we watched him on television, he certainly turned it on. Straydom, Free, Jabbar. Across came Lachransi, well picked up by the former scrum half. January, nowhere to go. Hewitt's in the way. So too Pilotu now. Lachransi, see, he's used to playing scrum half. Straight on. Well, advantage out to the Lions here. They could get a penalty.
I think Full Wall got a hand to it. Awfully close to an intercept. Stratham carried it right to the gain line. Take Van Sale again, who's we were a bit worried about his heart at one point. He's been colossal at the kickoffs and really good in the lineouts.
Two.
One question a lot of people will have of a young side, as the Lions are, with quite a few players who are very short on experience, is how long can they keep it up? How long can passion and commitment and enthusiasm carry you before finally the skill and the experience and the power of the opposition take over? The Lions are hanging in there at the moment.
Well, we saw just a little bit of it, of the Waratahs building up, and eventually there weren't enough tacklers. You know, Holland, who was, frankly, was missed, but it was a forward who missed him out in midfield, and suddenly all your defenders are sucked in. Now, can they keep it up, as you say?
Well, the other thing about the tries, there were so many New South Wales or Waratahs players pouring through, creates uncertainty in the mind of the defenders. And then once there's uncertainty, you're almost beaten already as a defender.
I was chatting to Ian Grant, the former multi-cap provincial rugby player, this afternoon, in fact, saying that I was reading these laws and this pause and touch, and had been watching this morning's Super 14 games. And he said, I wonder if they go to the front rankers, the lawmakers, and say, what do you guys say?
The modern front rankers too.
Yeah.
Well, still a little bit messy there in the front row as the scrum settles. It is a perfect attacking position for the Lions. Big space on the right-hand side, the bigger blind. And of course, that would be the direction away from the defensive scrum off. Will Rose is lined up there. Ludik is hanging very shallow indeed.
Come up, please.
Well, I never really can understand at times what's going on in the front row there.
Touch.
Well,
it's a bit wet and slippery, and I think the blind is slipping a little too.
It's all the experience of Al Baxter against the young Heinke van der Merwe, who's very strong for his age. And it's Ben Robinson who's penalised.
Well, I have to take my hat off to Chris Pollock here. There is a lot of criticism of some of the ways in which one or two of the Australian front rowers scrum. It is common knowledge around the whole world that one or two of them have deficiencies at scrummaging.
And they shift.
Stepping out.
Ben Robinson has done exactly that. He has shifted, according to Chris Pollock. He's gone out, then he's come back in, and as he's come back in, he's left the space there, which has meant the scrum cannot be stable and can become quite dangerous, and certainly not able to get the advantage on that occasion either.
Well, I know that Bill Young was one of those past masters in terms of technique, and eventually people started finding that he was shifting the scrum mark. So Louis Stradom is bang on the mark as he kicks it into the King Edward's boys behind the posts.
And with the rain having stopped, fans are out there again and loving every minute of it.
Just the one try so far, but there's been plenty of action. The young leader, Aaron Stubert. I've told viewers a number of times, the grandson of the oldest living Springbok, Pete Malone. Ludik.
Play! Lost forward.
There's young Louis Ludik. Looks like he should still be in the school under 15 team. He's played his weight though tonight.
Well, he's called for a knock on there. Ludik tried to make the catch under enormous pressure. Good chase from Takiri. Warratahs have kicked to the left-hand side both times now.
Crouch.
In fact, on all three occasions they have on the kickoff, and the two restarts after the penalties.
Al Baxter playing in his 60th Super Rugby match tonight. With Hanke van der Merwe, just his 9th. So it'll be a great learning curve for van der Merwe, who seemed to get the better of Baxter there. Norton Knight follows January's kick. And safely done by the tall fullback. Vicky January with the kick there. Imagine that he was playing test match rugby against England at Twickenham 69 days ago.
Well, Hanke van der Merwe and Brian Majority will be delighted with that scrum. Officially a tight head as Kez rejoice in the Lions' escape from their own 22.
Robillard just couldn't control. Rather untidy ball there from Aaron Stubert at the back of the line out.
Well contested though by Paul Wall. Well, looking at that big game tomorrow, the local derby at home in Durban at Absa Stadium. The Sharks against the Bulls at 5 o'clock, followed by the Cheetahs and the Stormers. The two all South African affairs. Loads of passion involved in these big derby games.
Also Sevens rugby at 7 o'clock on Supersport 1 tomorrow morning. South Africa against France from Wellington.
Quarterfinals of the RB World 7 Series.
Yep. Well, there it is. Supersport 1 from 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Well, there it is again.
Get up. Get up.
Quickly taken by Palu. Well, it's a thumping tackle there by Yabert again. But the Warratahs take it over the Lions 22.
Release through. Away. Roll away.
Well, Kobus Grobel has done some great work here. Stradom, Rose, Norton Knight. Takiri calls for it in midfield. Gets beautiful pass at full flight, and the referee, I think that's a shocking call again. We're right in line with that pass, Joel.
The smile on Jacques Marie's face might be thinking that he's agreeing with you.
Oof, I think that Takiri ran onto that beautifully. Now watch from where he passes it. There's no ways that's forward.
Well, bear in mind, there is momentum on the ball, as every referee in the world will tell you. It may have been passed from close to the line and finished just ahead of it. Momentum is an issue. The first movement of the ball was backwards. It is a tough call.
Let's go.
So the Lions have had a tough call against them. I think that one probably for them. Aaron Joubert requiring a little bit of attention to that right thigh. Of course, they've got Jaco Pretorius out injured, Ashwin Willemse, Andre Pretorius had to withdraw, Kenny McKenzie, the former South African under-21 tight head prop, had to withdraw. They've got the likes of Test loose forward, Jacques Crenier, injured knee.
Jaco Pretorius, a whole list of injuries in this Lions camp.
Well, they need Aaron Joubert to the Lions.
Looked more like a dead leg than anything else. It was getting a bit of ice to the upper part of the thigh.
Well, he's got enough elastoplast on there.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. And hold
Rose
it.
at fullback is standing very wide. January, they're under pressure at that scrum. Gets it away to Stratham. January. Great tackle by Phil Waugh. Well, it's just lying there. They need to rake it back there. But it's picked up by Willie Viepenaar. Anton van Sail is there. He's the man in the scrum cap with the green trimmings. Stratham. And frankly, not an awful lot. Not an awful lot on.
There was nothing on for him. Slow ball,
Yeah,
pick and
very
go,
slow
organised defence.
And here go the Warratahs. Hewitt, Tikiri. Out wide is Tirinui. Ludik. Oh, well, it's gone into touch, and it's a long, long kick by Logic Tikiri.
Got to say, well worked by the Warratahs. They had the line out all the way down on this corner. Quick put into the line out, moved the ball across the field quickly. Tikiri with a good kick. And before the Lions could blink, the ball's 60, 70 metres back inside their half.
Yeah, something that would experience playing against these seasoned players will bring more alertness. Good.
No problem.
Was pulled down by Van Sail.
Leave his legs free. Yeah. Leave his legs free. Once.
It's all very static at the moment. So we move towards half-time. Stratham. Hewitt. Norton Knight is running off the ball. Hewitt is allowed to make the dummy because of that. Good tackle by Jacques Ferry, picked up by January. Now Kobus Strobela is offside, so they have to be careful. And Tikiri gets it into touch with a fair amount of cheering from the crowd because it came off the side of his boot. The Springbok scrum half incumbent.
Feisty little character is the incumbent scrum half. Fighting out of his weight category there, though.
Boys, get away!
I want to get that. Yeah.
Oh, it's a pity, but it was good looking deep ball for the Lions there, but the referee wants the line out taken again. Will it go the same way? They do, and it goes to January. Good variation, and Ricky January took his eyes off the ball.
First one was from Reed.
Well,
So it's
got to be said, it is a great variation. Same move at the back. Up went Ernst Joubert. Ricky January was waiting for it at the back. Clearly a planned move. The dummy from Joubert, and Ricky January just couldn't hold on. Well worked, and hard luck to the Lions. Well thought out, though.
So a little attention to Phil Waugh, who's down the bottom of your screen there. Plenty of chatting amongst the Lions players, encouraging one another all the time. Handling errors similar, or
Similar
the
to
same
the score.
should I say.
And not a bad stat, that, bearing in mind it does rain for most of the first half, and as a result the fans are in their temporary or
They're well
makeshift
prepared, aren't they?
wetsuits. Yep. Well, it is that time of year here on the high belt in Joburg, Pretoria too. summer thunderstorms.
Yeah, summer thunderstorms. You're lucky if you get through a game of golf in the afternoon up here in Johannesburg. Lightning just about every afternoon. Tackles made. Look at that. Dead even.
Just keep your touch.
And also that stat, Joel. I mean, it's just so score 8.6. There's nothing in it.
Sometimes you look at the statistics
Touch.
and you wonder how they got to a particular score, but tonight it's an absolute true reflection of the game.
Far
So
side, I want you square. I want you square.
So Brian Majati is the man who is penalised. Said to the tight head prop. It's a good kick by Sam Norton-Knight.
And that's Heinke van der Merwe on this side. He's scrumming against Al Baxter. Real battle going on there.
You know, it was Majati he pointed out as the scrum broke up, though, Joel.
And he did say Tate.
He's in.
Well, it's good control by Palu. Holonga, who found Valentine. All a little bit sideways. Tirinui. Valentine. Norton-Knight's coming at pace. So too, well, Norton-Knight got it. Good pass there to Rocky Elson, who's been quite quiet tonight. Is it no longer?
Time off. Time off.
I can tell you, right up front, Eugene Eloff will be furious if there's a try scored from this. They look to be crossing in the midfield. The Lions were unfairly punished earlier when they didn't cross.
Yeah.
And on
Sean,
this
are you there,
occasion,
please?
Chris Pollock has let it go.
I need you to check to see whether the player has grounded the ball before he's either gone into touch or taken the
Sean
flag.
Feltzman is the TMO. The tackler is Kobus Grobler. It's a try.
It's going to be a try, and
That's
it's
a
going to be
try.
a huge injustice. Showed great strength to Rocky Elson. Shook off Ricky January. Got over in the corner. Gallant effort from Kobus Grobler. It looks to me like he's grounded that. It looks to me like he's in the field.
Can you hear me?
And he's grounded it
Yeah, I can
before
hear
he's
you,
touched the corner flag.
Try.
I'm sure it's a try.
It's a try?
That's a try.
Okay, thank you. Time on.
Well, that is tough for the Lions here. Have a look here.
Well, that is the second incident. That is not crossing. I think that ball has gone behind. Ricky January missed the tackle. Poor missed tackle, actually. Elson didn't really do too much to beat him.
Well, I must say, Rocky Elson, who played in the test matches against South Africa last year, has not been that prominent tonight, but he's a strong guy and got the opportunity. And, you know, it was lock against flank, and yet he still held off Kobus Grobler. So the Lions will be disappointed, particularly if Hewitt adds the extra two. It's a beautiful kick. Absolutely magnificent. And so there goes the siren in the 39th minute of the first half. They go down by 7 points. Could be a turning point.
That is crossing, no doubt about it. Should have been blown right up front. Yeah, and the try came up. Good little ball this one. Pass went behind. Norton-Knight did well. Freed up Elson on the outside. He stopped well. Might have been a bit harsh on Ricky January. And stretched and scored. Good try. A little fortunate, it must be said.
So it's been a very even first half with the Warratahs just showing their experience. Will the Lions be able to hold out for another 40 minutes and gain the advantage? Ludik, who hails from Echia Janssen out in the East Rand and played his Craven Week Rugby just back in 2004.
Well, the stat below his name, they're making his super debut today. It's probably the worrying stat for the Lions at the moment as the Waratahs make their way out onto the field. They lead by 15 points to 6. A try on the brink of half-time. We asked the question midway through the first half, when you're a young side, short in experience, how long can passion carry you? At what point do you break, if you break? Was that try on the brink of half-time the beginning of the end for the Lions?
Well, no replacements on as yet.
Yeah, Granny, I got you.
Thankfully for the spectators in particular, the rain has stopped. So Louis Stradom will restart for the Lions.
Granny, we right to go?
Will Caldwell will be the main receiver if he kicks it to the right. Well, it's a good high hanging kick. Leading up is Anton van Zyl. Billy Vierpana has done well for the Lions. January, Lachransi, free. Decides to go with the grubber. Now will that bounce up? And it puts the Lions in a good field position. Of course, Waratah ball at the line out. If that ball had stood up, it would have really suited the Lions.
Well, of course, Yanni Boshoff was charging down the outside.
Down, please.
Would have looked to collect or certainly tackle one of the Waratahs players into touch once they had collected.
Easy.
Pelota now finds Caldwell.
It's only one, fine. Yep.
Valentine. Boshoff. Good take by the youngster. Good turn of pace too. January. Stradom. Lachransi. Surely that's a ball that should have gone wide. January again. Free. Oh, pity slipped there. The field is a little bit slippery underfoot, obviously, with it being wet. Now they must control. Anton van Zyl needs support. January switches to Grobelaar. Beautiful pass for Rose. Looks on the outside for Lurik, who is flying. Oh, he got down low. And we'll surely have a TMO here. The Lions start celebrating, but is it too early? Got himself into a beautiful position, and did he motor?
Well passed by Earl Rose to the man with the pace on the outside. You said it, body position is everything. He thinks he's in. What will Sean Veldsman think?
Well, the Lions are certainly celebrating. Was there a foot in touch? Was there anything wrong here?
They had the advantage. Anton van Zyl managed to keep it alive, carried it up well. Quick ball. Good turn, and this was the vital pass from Kobus Grobelaar. Earl Rose exploded onto it. Look at the pace on the outside. He's not out.
Still not out, still not out, still not out. Goes low. Drive.
It's a great start to the second half for the Lions. They conceded one on the break, on the verge of the break. They've scored first in the second. The tails will be up, the confidence back, and it's game on once again. Kobus Grobelaar with a little change of direction almost, which is what stopped the Waratahs defence. And the pace on the outside undid Takiri, couldn't get there. And the good low body position from Lurik meant there was absolutely nothing the cross-cover tackle could do.
And the way he celebrated, look how he gets away from Takiri here. He was flying, and the way they all celebrated, he knew that he was in for the try. Difficult conversion, but from the correct side, if anything, for a left footer. Louis Stradom, good connection, good flight, good direction.
Super kick. 15-13, anyone's game once again. Just what we needed at the start of the second half. Quite a few errors in the first. fair bit of kicking. The second half is off to a flyer. Will Rose with a little step and go. The pace on the outside, the angle, the low finish. Memorable moment for Louis Ludik on his Super Rugby debut.
Well, I think it was the pace that caught Lote Tuqiri napping. Got a real surprise there at the pace of the youngster. Grobler, good solid take.
Heads up!
January, that would have given the Lions a lot of heart. Rose with pretty useful clearance. See, it's Peter Hewitt who's across there. He's the right winger, right over on the left touchline.
And that's because Tuqiri was up the field making the chase from the kickoff. Will Rose cleared everyone into touch. Super kick. Lions tails will be up right now. They've scored a great try. Got out of their half quickly.
Well, they lifted Palu, but he couldn't take. Good work there by Pelota, now the hooker. Now they go for the maul, led by Al Baxter, picked up by Elsom. Palu, all 120 kgs of him. Good play by the Lions, great defense. They reacted quickly there. But Waratahs still control. Holongahu has not found the distance he wanted. Good control there. Great play by the Lions players. January, and Stradham decides to go with the boot. Ooh, and it's Holongahu who's made an awful hash of it. And suddenly the Lions' tails are up.
Well, it bounced horribly for the young man. Couldn't control it. And what initially looked like a poor kick from Louis Stradham has turned out pretty well.
Well, will it produce the introduction of Kurtley Beale, the 18-year-old fly half who's just out of school, sitting on the bench for the Waratahs?
Well, as you say, at the whole Waratahs bench heads off to warm up and do some stretching.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Steady now.
Strong scrum by the Lions as Alberts makes it over the 22. Good ball for January. Here goes Van Zyl. January again. Fourie was up, but Stradham gets. Now it's with Boshoff. Ludik. Oh, just a little bit of over-eagerness by the youngsters. Boshoff, Ludik, just out of the under-20s, these boys.
Scrum. Scrum.
Pass not going to hand. Step and go. Well, it was a miscommunication. I think Will Rose came on the short ball. Boshoff passed down. The ball went across in front. Really trying to pick it up. But one aspect we have to go back to. We touched on it in the first half. The Lions are maybe now getting some quick ball. Njati cleared well, but Sale carried up strongly. And on the front foot, they're looking very dangerous in attack.
Really nicely to get on the shoulder. I'm not going to ask you again. Touch on the shoulder. Crouch.
All three men in the Waratahs front row have represented their country. Ben Robinson, in fact, got his first run on test here in the Tri-Nations this year. Palu strong off the base of the scrum. Valentine, Holongahu, only Hewitt outside him now. What can Boshoff conjure up here? Their men are plenty. Then it's a beautiful pass for Dorpies Lachransi. Hewitt holds on for dear life. Lions there are plenty. They need quick ball here. January pops it up for Jacques Fourie. Good defense, great defense by Elsom. January gets again. Handcuff van der Merwe. Loose head against loose head as Robinson makes the tackle. Turnover ball for the Waratahs. Great defense. Then Valentine brings relief.
Brings relief well too. Super kick. Good pressure from the Lions though. Oh, lost here. Another big solid hit. Prop on prop. Robinson on Handcuff van der Merwe.
Actually, Robinson did brilliantly there. He robbed Handcuff van der Merwe of the ball and created the ball for Valentine to clear up to. Look at that, the Waratahs 10-meter line.
Lions will take great heart from it. Mind you, so too will the Waratahs. Defence holding firm. Robinson has stayed down.
Van Sale down for De Gibert. Now it's with Kobus Robelaar. The Lions getting plenty of good ball here. Rose and Borsov couldn't hold on. Counter comes from Robinson. He's getting around on defense, is Ben Robinson. Worked out by Valentine, Holangahu, Norton Knight. Kobus Robelaar certainly covers a huge amount of ground. Holangahu again, that's a better kick by the fly half. Still not out, great hands by Borsov. Rose. Well, he ran into full wall, very solid on defence, the Waratah skipper.
Straight off your feet, this man here.
They talk about, got an addendum to the IRB rugby laws last week, where they're talking about rucks and they talk about planes landing. If you go into the ruck like a plane landing, it's penalisable. If you go into the ruck like a plane taking off, then it's fine.
Well, Probler obviously didn't pay too much attention to flight studies when he was at school. Penalised for going to ground. Will Rose choosing to run it up and carry it up on the halfway line. It's given Hewitt the opportunity to kick for goal. I think there's been an instruction from the Lions change room, keep the ball in hand, play quicker. Certainly what they've tried to do, done it well at times too.
Hoping too that the Waratahs will find the altitude just starting to affect them. Remember that we're here at 2,000 meters in Johannesburg above sea level. Also, Peter Hewitt will find that the ball flies further. He's played many times here to Ellis Park. 2001, when the Lions last beat the Waratahs here on their home ground. That's a beautiful kick by Peter Hewitt. He certainly is Mr. Consistency.
Super kick. Very straight up, missed one from a very similar position in the first half. And as we mentioned the subs a little earlier, so too are some of the Waratahs players getting ready to come on.
Straight on. Now, is that far enough? Well, they're all standing around looking at the ball. The referee eventually says, let's go back for the scrum in the middle.
Bad mistake.
Yeah,
it is a bad mistake. Yeah. It's like missing touch from a penalty.
Come this way, please.
Waratahs now have very good centre scrum position.
Time off. Subs, blue
well,
8.
You may have a couple of subs coming. Blue 8 being substituted. That'll be Wycliffe Palu coming off.
So it's Dean Mumm. Now, Dean Mumm was born in New Zealand, and his grandfather Bill was an All Black in one test in 1949.
In fact, it's not Palu who's coming off.
Can we get our numbers correct, please?
The wrong number came up.
Time on.
Well, the other man who is on is Kurtley Beale, the young 18-year-old, 18 on the 6th of January, born in 1989.
Ben Hand has come off. I'd assume Rocky Elson will maybe move into the second row.
There's Kurtley Beale. Now, he played for 3 years, starting as a 15-year-old in his school side, and they won the championships 3 years in a row. Went on the Wallaby tour, went to Coffs Harbour to train with the Wallabies. What can this youngster produce?
Crouch. Touch.
Well, he's gone straight into the second row. Rocky Elson stays on the blind side, flank side.
Far side.
Majati and Ben Robinson involved in the Titanic struggle here in the front row.
That's good work there. Work harder, stay square.
And I must say, Brian Majati, in his debut game, I think has done pretty well, Joel.
I would agree with you. He's been pretty solid in the scrum. He's been particularly effective in the loose. He's cleaned out well, fit, strong, made an impact.
We're both moving. We said, didn't we? We're going to get steady and we're going to be balanced before we call pause. See that? Crouch. Touch.
Bertie
Pause.
Beale just
Engage.
standing
Steady.
very deep behind the scrum. Which way will he go?
Palu, Valentine, Beale. Well, his first touch is not the greatest. It's quick out here on the Super 14 scene. Valentine, Beale,
Varnish is over now.
Jacobs.
Release. Reed out.
Jacobs not had too much of the ball tonight, the Waratah inside centre. He's very much a dummy runner. Beale again decides to go with the boot after two rather poor passes. Rose to Kiri outside his 22. Now Jacques Ferry, what can he do? He can't get away from Rocky Elsom.
Out blue.
But he's secured the ball for the Lions. January, Stradum. And it's very much a cat and mouse game at the moment. 5 points the difference.
Bertie Beale taking his time settling here. Finding, I think you said it, not a little bit less time that he's probably accustomed to. Louis Stradum still persisting with the kicking game.
It is one of the huge features of as you move up levels, the pace just gets quicker and quicker and quicker.
The pace of the opposition onto you is quicker. You just have less time on the ball.
Out 1, 2, 2.
Valentine, Norton Knight
Hold 4.
taking the pressure off the young fly half.
Good clearance, very little angle, perfect spiralling torpedo kick. Not altogether happy with the touch judge's decision as to where it's gone out.
Was it?
Looking almost bemused by the position the touch judge on the far side has taken up.
So no replacements on as yet for the Lions.
6.
Trobler,
Back. Play on.
Majority tried to grab it.
Hands off.
Lions have secured the ball. January, Stradum, line of light blue jersey defenders, Norton Knight.
Get out, blue. Let it come.
Looks like it could have been turned over here for the Lions, and Jacques Ferry is going. Well, it was Pelota now who got back the hooker to Kiri,
Barnage still.
finding Hewitt.
Barnage over.
Well, I think if Jacques Ferry had had a clean run in there, he might have well been in under the posts. But Pelota now did the great work there.
Big thump on Sam Norton Knight. Well contested by the line, stealing it. Lewis Trobler again, he's been dominant around the loose phases. The little chip over the top was very clever indeed. The stretch went from Ferry, knocked it forward, and take a bow. Chris Pollock, the referee, played the advantage, and Hewitt cleared brilliantly.
Good ball for January. Stradum, Ferry, Rose. Was looking around for support there, Rose. January, ball and all situation there, but Willie Vierpenen, no, it's been lost forward by the Lions. Advantage to the Waratahs. This is where they're always dangerous. Valentine decides to use that tactic, and the Lions will traipse back to the inside their 22. The Waratahs will probably trot.
Yeah, the little move in the midfield, I think what happened was the pass to the forwards was a little slow in the air, allowed the defence to rush up, put the ball carrier under a lot of pressure. The little pop pass around the corner, not collected. And it's all gone a bit pear-shaped for the Lions. Mickey January is down in the middle of the field, requiring a bit of attention. Yana Vermaak comes straight on.
Well, Yana Vermaak, who had such a great start to last season, before he was injured playing against the Bulls at Loftus Versfeld. There he is, the youngster, former South African schools scrum half out of Vereeniging Technical High School. And so January will leave the scene. Well taken by Cobus Grobler. Adam Joubert trying to get his hands on the ball.
Get moving, please, half. Let's go. Right, use it.
For Mark. His first touch too is not that successful. Picked up by Beale. Nearly away, the youngster still is going. Look how the Warratahs pile in. This is where they really move. They have this ability to move the game up a gear. Beale, Palu finds the live wire hooker there. Polotunawa again. This time it's Norton Knight, Hewitt, Norton Knight, Caldwell. In goes Al Baxter. All with the Warratahs at the moment. Valentine finding Tiranui. Valentine, Beale. War. Oh, he cracks on the pace, does the skipper. Finds Elsom. Great pass there from full War. And maybe the Lions have turned it over. And in desperate fashion, good clearance by Louis Stradom. Norton Knight, what can he conjure up? As Boshoff and great follow-up tackle there by Louis Stradom. Penalty for the Lions. So Boshoff and Louis Stradom, always better, obviously, that if you're up there hunting as a pack.
Well, you have to be hunting up as a pack there, and it was a well-orchestrated chase from the Lions. A pretty good deep kick and a super tackle, much to his relief there by Louis Stradom. And if there was ever a time where a team can defend for a period like that with the opposition on the rampage and then stand up proudly and say, well, they've not scored.
Well, it's a bad mistake. Here goes Hewitt. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I don't think it was the referee or the touch judge says that he's out. So on come two Wallabies, Adam Fryer to hook and Brett Sheehan to play at half-back or scrum half, as we know it in South Africa. Brett Sheehan, who got his one and only cap against the Springboks in the Tri-Nations last year. Cobus Grobler under pressure from Palu. Now it's for Mark, who's crunched to ground. But that's a good shielding of the ball. Boshoff at scrum half. Worked out by Viapana. Now a chance here for Lachransi.
No, 18 out. Get out, 18. Leave him.
For Mark, Joubert. Oh, he stepped his man in as Joubert.
Thank you.
Good driving up by the Lions, this for Mark. Stradom. Rose. Ludic came at pace, but Rose couldn't get it away.
Still playing advantage. Advantage from the side.
Well, where is Lottie Takiri going? Because there's no ball in sight. Penalty to the Lions. They've still got time, plenty here. 21 minutes on the scoreboard. And Louis Stradom, I'm sure, will kick for goal.
Well, the original advantage for the penalty was out there in the middle. And the penalty has ended up right here on the touchline. It's right clean over the top there. Aggressive defensive rucking, just not playing the ruck, playing the man at the back, I suppose. That's why Chris Pollock would have penalised him. And girls are happy. Louis Stradom will have a shot.
I'd say the girls are trying to keep warm. Although it's a balmy sort of night here in Johannesburg following the rain. We've had temperatures of well over 30 degrees during the week. And that is wide. Just didn't quite get all of it, Louis Stradom.
Not a good strike at all. Left it out right. He just pushed it, really.
So we've moved into the final 20 minutes of the game.
We spoke about how long can a young and experienced team hang on. How will a team react to the altitude? Warratahs, of course, up to the high veld to Gauteng here early on Thursday.
Well, we've got a sub. No, we haven't. I thought for a moment we... Yeah, there we go. It's young Franco van der Merwe, formerly with the Leopards, who's come on in place of Willem Alberts.
Are we done?
South African under-21 player, Franco van der Merwe, back in 2004. Oh, good work there by Billy Vierpana. And good work too by Doppies Lachransi. For Mark, Fourie. Well, advantage again to the Lions now. Will they go and drive it up and use the advantage if the penalty comes? Will they kick for touch or goal? For Mark, gets it out to Boshoff. He's bundled into touch. The penalty will now be given. Now it's decision time for Aaron Schubert. 5 points adrift.
Number 20 straight off your feet.
Brett Sheehan straight off his feet at the ruck. Big decision now. Got to take the 3, surely.
Yeah, he's decided that.
Right decision. 5 point Senate. Right straight to ground over the top.
And quite naturally, the pressure's starting to build. If it wasn't there already. This time, no problem, that's dead center. We've got a cliffhanger on our hands here.
Andre Pretorius, the Lions' regular fly bank captain. Withdrawn today with a slight muscle strain. Straden's replaced him. He's done well. Kicked well into the corners. Kicked pretty well under pressure. Just missed the 2 kicks. One from 55 metres out and one from the corner.
So another replacement coming on. It's Sam Harris, who is a backline player, and he will take over from Sam Norton-Knight.
I think Sam Norton-Knight got a little bit of a bump earlier, 4 or 5 minutes ago.
Grobler, all good hands. Help there from Hanke van der Merwe. For Mark, Rose. It's another good clearance. Sheehan is there. Hewitt. That's the replacement, is Harris. A chance for Chirinui to move it on the inside. Beale doubled around. Plenty of pace he has. And all Rose is covered well. Is forced onto the left foot there. And no space in which to gain any ground.
Well, you can understand why Kurtley Beale is so highly rated. Look at this for a little bit of explosion in the pace stakes. Every time he gets the ball, he rushes onto it with enormous pace. Good pressure he's applied to, and Will Rose was in a good position to tidy up. Couldn't do much else.
Elsom.
Fine. Rover.
Good defense by the Lions, driving up now. This is where guys like Adam Fryer, who's so strong in the upper body. Look how they're mauling it towards the line. Now it's stopped. Sheehan, Beale, Takiri, Kobus Grobler there onto the point of breakdown so quickly, and he's ripped it away. Now they could run. Ooh, if they'd run it out right here, they might have had an opportunity with an overlap. But safety first play by the Lions.
Straight him a little bit off the side of his foot with a look for more. Kobus Grobler has been superb this evening. Look at this for a steal. Assists in the tackle. And then very quick with his low centre of gravity to get hands on the ball and pinch it back. Well done. Not been a real game where the likes of Paul War and Kobus Grobler can get out there in the open and show their real talents off.
Elsom again. Sheehan's found space. Oh, and the support play coming up there on his right shoulder. But still the Waratahs pile on the pressure. It's Turanui. Sheehan, Beale, he's moved up a gear. Beale, that's a penalty against Alan Stubert. If the advantage doesn't come for Tikiri, who is a nippy man despite his size, advantage again to the Waratahs. Tikiri using his strength.
Let me go, Steve. 3. Out, read.
Sheehan, Hewitt. It looks like Ben Robinson out in midfield there.
Still playing advantage.
Sheehan, still advantage. Great pick up by Hewitt. Oh, a little flip on the inside. It was knocked on by Beale.
Well, Jacques Farie's in trouble here. It was almost a spear tackle. Certainly didn't assist the player in getting back to the ground safely. Flag is out.
Okay, 7 and I need
Emerson
13.
down on this side.
7, I need 13. That's what Jacques Farie didn't want to hear.
13 read the tackle that you saw. He lifted him up past the
Horizontal? Yeah. I'm thinking yellow card. I had a fairly good of it. Are you happy with it?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
Yellow card for Jacques Farie. That's what the Lions didn't want. Spear tackle by Jacques Farie.
First one was against you. That's no big issue. Okay, just a reflex. Don't want to do it again. However, this gentleman, mate, you've lifted a player, got him above the horizontal. Okay, you're lucky you haven't gone on with it, so it's only yellow. Okay? Yeah, yellow.
I said him going softly.
Doesn't matter. You've got him above the horizontal.
I'll put him down
softly. Well, he's eyeing the touch judge there. Yeah, well, that is against the law.
Yeah. Very dangerous. And the Waratahs will certainly try and take advantage of the one-man extra they'll have.
Well, there's a discussion going on here amongst the Waratah players as to what they're going to conjure up here. Yeah, the Waratahs haven't as yet kicked it out, so full war does the necessary. Now they'll have the line out.
Well, the advantage is not going to help them in the line out, it's going to help them in the backs once they've sucked a few of the Lions defenders in. Mind you, their maul has been good.
Well, their maul is looking awesome at the moment. This is tough for the Lions to defend against. And they've willed it, they haven't willed it enough. It's a try. And is it Phil War? No, it's Adam Fryer. Adam Fryer gets the try that may clinch the game for the Waratahs.
Well, you've got to think it is the clincher. Lions down to 14 men. The conversion goes over. Surely the Waratahs with their experience will be able to close this one out. Well organised maul, well driven forward, and well controlled at the back by the experienced Adam Fry. Test of character now for Ernst Joubert, the young captain. And the Lions, can they come back? A man down. A lot of guts will be needed, a lot of determination. Fair bit of skill and clever play too.
Just the one conversion attempt missed. That was Holongar, who's tried in the first half. First try for the Waratahs in this half. They now have 3. And it holds its line and the flags go up. Another good conversion by Peter Hewitt.
Makes it a 9-point game. The Lions will have to score twice. Superb pictures here from our camera on the side. I suppose the Waratahs will now be thinking, lines are down. We've scored 3 tries, 1 more for the bonus point.
That's what they'll be looking for, just 1 try for the Lions. Sheehan. Oh, and Ludick nearly got it. He'd lost it as he was going for glory.
Well, how would that have changed the game? Seemed to have it. He just collected it.
He should have had that ball. Might be a little bit damp now, but those pimply surfaces make it a bit sticky now.
Parker replaces Mujati. Sheehan would be concerned about his not collecting the kick.
So Lawrence Sapaka, who has had a bit of game time against the Samoan side. Back on the 6th of January, they played up in White River. Lawrence Sapaka had some time.
Listen, you've just got here. I don't want you going in there. I want you going in, okay? Be careful.
So immediately a lecture for the replacement front ranker.
Touch.
I don't know what this touch business is, frankly.
Crouch. Touch.
Just stay out of it.
Engage. Steady. Go half.
Well, it's Franco van der Merwe who recovers well. They need accidental offside, and they've lost the advantage. Now, Joel, I think you've actually predicted it perfectly at this stage. That, you know, the passion, the inexperience is just worn off a bit, and the Waratahs haven't been in the final and the semi-final in the last 2 years for nothing.
Well, they're a wily, clever team, and the inexperience sticks in now. I think down to 14 men. Almost see the errors creeping in, urgency turning to panic.
Picked up there by Tim Davidson. Hewitt eventually, who makes the clearance. I like Peter Hewitt's player. They'd say he's so close to being a Wallaby. His all-round play is very useful for the Waratahs.
Well, he's so versatile, isn't he? He slots in at fly-off, he runs up in the midfield, he's all over the park and supporting roles, and he's always in position on the wing right fullback.
Jacob van Schalkwyk comes on.
Right, time off.
Well, they've tried for their lives, have this young Lions side.
It's over.
Can they get this game out of the fire? Good work by Franco van der Merwe. Aaron Stupert. They need to work hard and keep everything moving, because the sands of time are running out. 9 minutes to go. This is in many ways time wasting, but there is a penalty accruing for them here. They're still making ground, but it's albeit slow motion ground.
Well, the downside is they're short in the back.
Stadium. And that penalty will now be given. Interesting that Chris Pollock said advantage over when the Waratahs kicked it out. Then Louis Stradom kicks it out, he still gives them the advantage. There have been slight, I would think, inconsistencies in his refereeing.
And that's just what the players don't want. All they want is consistency. It's almost a double advantage, twice from the side. Let's come to the second one. Stradom will surely pop it over and put his team within 1 score of winning the game.
Joel, that's spoken like a real kicker, hey?
Yeah.
To pop it over from the 10-metre line.
I was about to say, just pop it over a little nonchalantly. Not an easy kick.
That's like, you know, 210 metres from the green, and you say just pop it on the green. Jacques Ferry he'll be back for about 2 minutes, I'd say, of the game.
Just under 4 minutes. And that clock will be ticking. He's got about 3 minutes to sit out.
So Louis Stradom has distance, but the flags stay down. So that's disappointing. He had to hurry it a little bit because of the time factor, but it was the right decision. You've got to take those 3 points to get within would have been a 6-point difference had he kicked it. Hewitt will go for ground here.
Come, Reed. Carnage Reed. Carnage over. Away, Sacks. Tackler! That's good.
Well, there you have the Cheetahs and Stormers playing great rugby tomorrow. Absolutely terrific. And the Sevens at 7 o'clock if you're up in...
Is the yellow card back? Yeah, mate. Touch. Pause. Engage. Steady.
Well, we apologise. We seem to have lost our commentators in Johannesburg for the moment. But as you can see, warratahs having moved into a 25-16 lead, just looking to close out this game now, Matt.
Yeah, there's not much happening at the moment. Both teams are, I mean, obviously the Lions are trying to actually score that couple of tries to get back within at least a bonus point. Warratahs want to close out, but it's been a bit sloppy of late. The ball handling has been a bit down, but Jacques Ferrer, we see he's got about a minute to go, I think, before he comes on, so hopefully he can make an impact when he returns to the field.
How do you feel the fly half that's come on, Curtly Beale, has fared?
I think he's done very well. He's got huge reps on him from Ella, so he's a talent. Matt would know more about him than I would, but they were going to take him away last year when they were looking at...
Young boy, literally young boy come out of school, I think November last year, he was doing his final exams, and the coach said stay at home, do that, it's more important, but he's certainly been exciting in the second half. He's shown a few glimpses of what he can do, but as you see Takiri make a bit of a bust.
I think what you're seeing here is the talent and the experience of the Warratahs is definitely telling on this young Lions team who've played very well. Even in the second half, they've played very well.
So Jacques Foury's back in. He's been in the sin bin, of course, for that spear tackle. Even though he did say he put him down gently. It didn't look it. But that's going to help the Lions. They need him. If they force their way back for the bonus point, will that now, do you think, be the target?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if they can salvage some kind of point out of this, it'd be, for the Lions, would be obviously very special for them. Obviously playing at home. Warratahs, on the other hand, at altitude, playing obviously away from home, I'd be happy with a 4-point victory.
Yeah, very good to get a win away. First game of the season, and to get a win at Ellis Park is very important. They'll be very satisfied with that. Well, they played 3 games there now, don't they? I think they played 3 games in a row, so they're there for a while. They're there for probably 4 weeks. So
we know how important it is in the Super 14 for you to win your home games, because once it's on the road, it's pretty difficult, isn't it? So the Warratahs here, if they can pick up, will they have, when they're approaching tours like this, and they know they're going to be playing a few games away from home, do they will have set themselves a target what they want to come away from South Africa with?
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been a clear goal of winning at least 2 of the 3 games that they got over there. Obviously with the 5 teams of the South Africans now, to come here especially, they left it late. There's been the go 2 weeks in advance, go a week in advance, turn up on the day to try and counter the altitude. But obviously they'll get away with this, and they'll probably use this to their advantage in future years as well. So, but in saying that, it's a new franchise from the Lions, and I'm sure they'll get better.
Hoof downfield.
When you look at it, they're actually trying to get the bonus point, or the 4 tries maybe themselves. I would imagine they would have tried to get a possible 20 points. They'll be trying to get at least 10 points.
Last year, the Lions, as they were in the Cats, finished second from bottom. The signs there, you were talking about the young talent giving themselves an opportunity against the experience of this Waratahs team. From what you've seen here this evening, do you think they've shown a little bit more promise perhaps than last year?
Jake White has obviously spoken to the franchises in South Africa, and he's identified that they've got big guys, they've got talent, and the way they need to get back to playing is at the international level, and the World Cup coming up, is to have the big forwards that are physical. I think they're shown here tonight. Their handling skills, their aerial skills, catching the ball in the air, is very good. So I'm sure Jake White will be sitting here and looking, although they're not winning, there's some young talent that we haven't even seen before.
Water's not straight, that one. Were one of the tournament favourites going into this. They've beaten the Crusaders and the Brumbies, the Warratahs, pre-season, as we were saying before the match. And of those in the team this evening, who particularly do you think has stood out for the Warratahs?
I suppose it's difficult to say because it's been a relatively scrappy affair, but certainly when the 2 halfbacks have been on, they've actually controlled the game a little bit more. And as I said before, Curtly Beale came on. He's shown a glimpse. Whether we'll get more game time next weekend, we'll have to wait and see. And obviously with Halangalo having a bit of a, well, not faring too well for about a 5-minute period, he may well get a start next week.
He did look to have lost confidence, didn't he, Halanga, who...
He didn't have a great start to the second half, did he? And looked all downhill, but they fought back very well. And obviously the sin binning has helped them.
Yeah.
Immensely.
But when you're playing at a place like Ellis Park and things don't go right, you certainly know about it, that's for sure. The crowd certainly get behind you, probably in the wrong way more than anything else.
Into the final minute, this could be one of the final plays of the match as the Lions push towards that bonus point, but a little error there. And they'll get one more opportunity, it looks like.
You better be careful, Simon, otherwise you'll take over Hugh Bladen's job.
Well, I think, what a magnificent job we're doing. But no sign of Hugh Bladen or Charles Stransky. And the referee has blown his whistle, which is probably a good thing.
I think the players didn't know what was happening there.
Yeah. So there we go.
Lots of commentary on the field of that.
At Ellis Park in Johannesburg, the Warratahs have won it, the opening match of their Super 14 campaign. They have beaten the Lions by 9 points, 25-16 the final score.